Hey everyone, it is Sunday, September 10th. The time is just before 1 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 21 degrees Celsius. And this here is Bloor Street East. And there's a look to the west. And that is my trusty Segway 9BOT Max e-scooter. And for this one, I'll be hopping on the e-scooter and heading west for about 10 kilometers or so over to the Kingsway, as that car for some reason is turning right from in the bike lane, or they're picking people up. Either way, they shouldn't be doing that. As I mentioned, I'll be heading over to the Kingsway, where the Taste of the Kingsway Festival is taking place. And from there, I'll be hopping off the e-scooter and going for a walk through the festival. I'm not sure if I'll include that on this video or if that will appear as a separate future video. Either way, I'll let you know in the text on screen right now which one I end up doing. And I think it's time to hop on the e-scooter and get moving here. And away we go. And just on the right is an entrance to Bloor subway station, the busiest in the city. And this here is the intersection of Bloor. And now I have crossed over into Yorkville, and I'm on Bloor Street West. There's Holt Renfrew on the right, a high-end Canadian department store. And there should be some construction between Avenue Road and I think Spadina as the city installs protected bike lanes in that stretch. And these bike lanes will run out in Bloor West Village, or that's where they'll end. Although earlier this summer, the city did approve a plan to extend them all the way to Kipling. So along Bloor Street and Danforth, you'll be able to take them pretty much the entire length that the subway runs along Line 2, from Kipling all the way to Victoria Park. And that's where the subway juts north into Scarborough. And sadly, I don't believe there's any bike lanes in that area that you can really take north, other than Dawes Road for a bit. And this is Avenue Road coming up. There you can see the Royal Ontario Museum on the left. It's a fairly nice day out. There's a number of different festivals taking place. There's the Cabbagetown Festival and the Toronto International Film Festival, as well as Taste of the Kingsway, where I'm heading. And we have run into that construction zone. The city said construction should be completed by year's end. I've got a hop-on, hop-off tour bus in front of me. This is the University of Toronto campus area. So in the coming weeks, there'll be more and more students in this area. I think this bus is probably going to Spadina, and then it'll turn right and head up to Casa Loma. I'm just going to create some separation between me and the bus, so I'm not directly behind it. I think that'll make for a better video. There we go, much better. On the left is Varsity Stadium. There's another tour bus.
Oh, he's going left. No. Well, that guy is, but I'm saying these cars.
So things could be like this through here until the end of December. This is St. George Street coming up. There's the Bata Shoe Museum just on the left. In Bloom, Flowers and Footwear, April 20th through October 6th.
It was awful because I just wanted 5, and I was like, oh, this is so easy. Like, I can get totally do this.
This is Huron Street, so the next major street is Spadina, and that's where this construction should clear up. Yeah, this bus is turning right here, so it's going to be heading up to Casa Loma. So this is still in the Annex. Then when I get to Bathurst Street, I'll be leaving downtown and entering Koreatown. I'll be in bike lanes for the most part, all the way to Bloor West Village. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city. I would say this paired with Koreatown. I don't think the forecast is calling for rain, but it kind of feels like it might. And I think this guy on his bike is going straight through the intersection, but he's in the wrong spot. You're supposed to be over to the left here to clear the way for any right-turning vehicles. And there's where the iconic Honest Ed's used to be. And we are in Koreatown. I lived in this neighborhood for a year. I think back in 2007. This fruit market has been a staple of this neighborhood for a long time. Right? And this fruit market, it's always a bit more popular and busy than that last one. There's also an excellent bar right around the corner here called Poor Boy. I was there last Saturday. And after Poor Boy, I went to this bar, Clinton's, which is under new ownership. That changed during the pandemic. And they've converted half of the bar into karaoke rooms. There's a big line in front of the Yummy Korean restaurant right there. And this is Christie Street. And just to the right is Christie Subway Station, and across the street, Christie Pitts Park.
It's actually white. For whatever reason.
And into the Bloor and Ossington area. And this is Shaw Street, which is a very busy cycling route. This is Ossington Avenue, where we'll find Ossington subway station just on the right. I can't help myself. I'm going to peek at how my fantasy football teams are doing. It's their first full Sunday of football this season. We're only a few minutes into the first set of games today, but both of my teams are tracking to win. Also, the Blue Jays are playing the Royals. One of the worst teams in all of baseball, but each game for them here on out is pretty much a playoff game. They won yesterday. Might have been a better spot for her to do that just up on the sidewalk. This is Dovercourt Road. The neighborhood just to the north of here is Dovercourt Park. And the next major intersection coming up will be Dufferin and Bloor. I'm not used to getting past so much, but after some viewer feedback, I decided to slow down when recording these scooter videos through the city. Gives people a chance to see things a little better and take it in a little easier. There's the Royal Comedy Theatre on the left. I know comedy bars in this area. I went to Absolute Comedy last night in Midtown. Duck through those trees. There's the Gladstone Library branch. So running parallel to Bloor Street here is line 2. Rather than tunnel underneath Bloor Street, they built it in a cut and cover method. So they essentially dug a large trench and put the subway there. As I enter Bloordale Village, there's an entrance to Dubway subway station, an unmanned entrance. Brock Avenue. I think there's some construction coming up ahead. It's one of the few remaining quote-unquote gentlemen's clubs on the left in the city. Go read the Yelp and Google reviews if you want a good laugh. There's another one just up here on the left, I think called Paradise. I think it's the same story if you check out the reviews. That one won't be for another block. And we have reached Lansdowne. I was just about to say, no, I'm not following that person in front of me. We're just going at similar paces in the same direction. There's Paradise. And we're about to lose the bike lane. I'm not a fan at all of how these buildings on either side of the street meet the sidewalk here. Really horrific planning by the city. This should be retail. Just sucks the life right out of the neighborhood. And there's another similarly egregious stretch coming up. And the bike lane's about to disappear again as I head underneath the West Toronto rail path. We get met with more brown brick. Just a horrible facade for facing such a major street. And this is Dundas Street West coming up. What are you doing? And just to the right is Dundas West Station. I'm actually surprised that's the only time something like that has happened on this ride so far. But you heard the cyclist behind me also bell that guy. Even if it's an emergency, just put your four-ways on and stay in traffic. Don't go in the bike lanes. Just peak asshole behavior. If it's a wheel-trans vehicle, I don't mind, or an actual emergency vehicle. No problem. I was just giving her a ding as a heads up that I was coming. And this is Indian Road. On the right, there used to be a Midas automotive repair shop. And behind it was known as the Keel Wall, which featured a number of murals and artwork. And you could view that from the subway. But that is no more. And we've reached Keel Street on the right, Parkside Drive on the left. And that is High Park on the left. And they have closed High Park to traffic on the weekend. It really should be closed permanently. But we are knee-deep in NIMBY country. My fantasy team is doing really well. Calvin Ridley racking up some points. And my other team also doing okay. Good start to the season. So the bike lanes will end around Runnymede Road coming up in Bloor West Village. But I'll continue west over the Humber River into the Kingsway. And I'm thinking I might live stream in the other direction, riding back to Midtown after this. I've got my gear with me as much as I'd like to go on the subway and take the lazy way back. Maybe I'll stream it. This is Glendowen Road. I think next weekend they'll be holding the annual Ukrainian festival in this area. And the Polish festival will be over on Roncesvalles. And we've reached Runnymede Road, so bye-bye bike lanes. Hello, riding in the door zone. This is Windermere. And just west of the Humber River, Bloor Street should be closed for the festival. So we might start to see traffic back up in a few blocks. This is Jane Street. That tower there is called the Old Mill. You could turn right here at Riverview and go for a walk down around the Old Mill and the Humber River. And this stretch without bike lanes here should be receiving them in the coming years. I know City Council approved putting them in, but I didn't read anything about their construction date. Looks like motorists might be avoiding coming this way. And this is the Humber River coming up I'm about to cross. So I'll be leaving the old city of Toronto proper and entering the former borough of Etobicoke. I'm curious to see how they'll configure the bike lanes on this bridge. Maybe they'll narrow down the lanes. Just on the right here, you'll find the Old Mill subway station. And this is the Kingsway neighborhood. And I did a walk through the Kingsway, I think about 3 weeks ago, that you can find on the channel. Going down this street in particular on the right, the Kingsway. It's a rather affluent area. And coming up, I think at a street called Prince Edward, things should be closed off for the festival. And there it is. I have made it from Bloor Yonge, riding west to Prince Edward Drive, where the Taste of the Kingsway Festival is taking place. It looks like there's a stage set up just here on the left. Notice of filming and photography. When you attend this event, you enter an area where photography, audio, and video recording may occur. Looks like there's a basketball game set up right there. And I guess I'll record the festival in a separate video. So I hope you enjoyed this ride from Bloor Yonge Station, heading west for about 10 kilometers or so to here at the start of the Taste of the Kingsway Festival. There'll be a link to that video in the description once that's gone up. But let me know your thoughts as my voice starts to get a bit froggy or whatever. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there is a super thanks button appearing below the video if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.